guys always tell me, we got to, no, trade down, get more picks. They've already got 14, now 16 in this draft, right?
No, we have 12. We went to 14.
I'm sorry, 12.
to
Now
14.
they've got 14.
Right. Yeah.
So now you got 14 damn picks in this draft, right? So think about this. So you end up with an extra first rounder or an extra second rounder or an extra third rounder, whatever it is. But then you're not going to be able to sign all these guys. And then you lose them in free agency, right? And then you get a compensatory pick. Well, you lost Juwan James. Where did you draft Juwan James? Second round. What was the compensatory for it? Fourth.
141.
Okay. Now, I didn't want to sign Juwan James. I don't think he was worth the money. Let's understand this, okay? But you did spend a second rounder on him. So you didn't get back your value. You got a fourth rounder. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to get all these first round picks. Best case scenario, they come back as a third. Well, what happens if he has a bad year and he gets injured? Then it's a fourth or a fifth. But yet you spent a first or a second on the guy. See what I'm saying? So it's nice to get the compensatory pick, but you'd like to get something that's a little closer to the value that you got.
You're losing something in the exchange.
Right. And so if you keep adding all these picks, and if you hit on a bunch of these picks, you're going to feel great. Like, okay, let's have some fun. They draft 14 picks, okay? They hit on 8 of them. 4 years later, what are you doing? I'm waiting. You think you're signing all 8 guys? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's not what some of you should be saying is, well, let's trade picks and let's get the 21st.
That's the fullest of all the compensatory picks. Roll up. It's every team what they got allotted.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw this, and I know that New England got 4 of them. They got 2 third rounders.
Yeah, third rounder. Yeah. How do they always end up on the good side?
Well, he needs
They
it.
screw the league. They break the rules. They, you know what I mean? They cheat.
He needs it because he screws up a lot in the draft.
Yeah, but still, they do all this dirty stuff, and then they get handed all. I'm like, bro, when's the league going to smack these guys?
All right, so now you got an extra 4th and a 7th, and you got a 7th for Cam Wake. Why? Because he got injured. Maybe you would have gotten a higher pick, a 5th rounder, 4th rounder if he goes and has a really, really good year, but he didn't. So you ended up getting a 7th rounder. And again, Cam probably would have broken down if you kept him here either. And you wouldn't have gotten anything because he probably would have retired after this year. You know what I mean? So at least you got something out of it. But again, that's the problem you run into with all this. So what you want to do, for those of you that love your trading down and you love playing this fantasy and let's go get more picks, you should be saying, well, let's trade down and get more picks into 2021 or 2022 is what you want to do. You don't want to get any more picks in 2020. You just don't. It just gets to a point where it's ridiculous because it's too many players and then you're not going to be able to keep them all. And then if you lose some of them that are actually really good, forget the compensation. Dude, I don't want to lose the player. But we just went through Arik Armstead yesterday, and I told you why Arik Armstead is going to become available. Because the Niners have too many guys that they have to re-sign. Tennessee would love to sign their quarterback, sign Derrick Henry, and sign Jack Conklin. Now they've got to go, we can't sign Jack Conklin. We can only sign 2 of the 3. Do you think they're going to get what they drafted in Jack Conklin in compensatory? No. Because I'm pretty sure he was either a first or a second rounder. If he has a really, really good year, he becomes a third rounder for him the following year. If he struggles and plays up and down, it becomes a 4th. If he has an injury, it could be a 5th. And so then you're Tennessee, you don't get back what you invested in Jack, and you lost Jack because of the cap situation.
You know who's going through this right now?
That's only 3 players, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine if 4 years from now you got to sign 8 of them?
Dallas is going through that right now.
Right.
With Amari and
All of
Dak,
them.
and they
Jones,
just did, and the linebackers that got signed.
And Byron Jones is supposed to be a free agent because they don't have the money to sign Jones. So he's one of the better corners in the league, and the Cowboys are about to lose one of their better corners because they've got to re-sign other guys.
There's only so much money to go around. This guy wants it, and
your compensatory.
You got $60 million worth of want, and you've only got $40 million to lay out.
And your
You're 20
compensatory
short.
will not match what you spent on the player. What you spent. Think about this. Even in this way, think about the New England Patriots. They invested a second-round pick in Jimmy Garoppolo and 4 years of coaching him up. And then they ended up Belichick was kind of forced to trade him because of the owner, and he got back a second-rounder. Was that a good investment? You got back what you invested. You really didn't gain anything.
Why have a commodity you know? Why have a commodity that you know in the long run you're going to come up short? You're going to lose.
No, I think that was a little more personal in between the owner.
No, but what I'm saying is when you go to this situation like you're talking about, why give up 2 or 3 rounds? Yeah. To what? To have for now immediate gratification? You got to think of, like you said, 4 or 5 years down the road.
You can't. You guys got to think big term, not just what it looks like right now. How does it affect us down the line? Because that's kind of what this is all about. You can't make decisions. You can't live in the moment. You have to live in the moment, but you have to understand the future. And that's the problem that you run into in the NFL. And that's why I tell you guys, those of you out there that you're so gung-ho about, let's trade down, let's gain more picks. There's a price to be paid for all of that.
It's like they say that you can't mortgage your future for the immediate because you're going to have to pay the piper.
Yeah. And then you end up losing guys, and that puts you in a terrible, terrible position. So they've got more than enough picks at this point. 14 is a lot of picks. And look, I'm glad that they've got them. Don't get me wrong, especially where they're at now. They need a lot of picks. They need to hit on guys. They need to rebuild. But it gets to a point where it's a little too much, and they've kind of reached their point of their max. I don't think you want to keep adding more picks. I think you want to add more maybe down the line to other years. Like I've told you guys for months now, I think they will get one of those first rounders and trade down and go into the following draft. That's what I think.
So you're okay trading down, but this has got to be backloaded to 21,
right, or 22.
Well, more even 22, because next year, look where we're at. We got 11 on the board right now.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I got no problem with that. I really don't.